So if you've been following this series with me, you'll know that we're going to be talking about the next song from the album. We're on song number 3 from the album, Not About Us. And we're looking at how this song came about, how it was written, what was the circumstances behind it, just like every song that I'm sharing here about this album. Because if you haven't heard of me, this is probably the album where you would probably have heard my music for the first time. It was released in September the 15th of 2017. The album is called Not About Us. Hello, I'm Aaron V. Graham. If this is your first time for joining me, thank you so much. I'm a Christian artist, recording artist here, based in Northern Ireland. I have toured internationally and nationally across the UK and Ireland. And it's great to have you here. And I'm just here to share some stories about the albums that I have been involved with. And so this album, we're on track number 3, and the song is He's Alive. So He's Alive is a track that was birthed the same day, if you were watching the video, from Cry Out. That afternoon, on the 17th of March 2013, I penned the song He's Alive. And I penned the song Cry Out. So those two songs were penned on exactly the same day, at around the same time, believe it or not. And I think I wrote both those songs within 20, 30 minutes or so. It was just during a time of worship. And now, just to share this with you, where the inspiration came from was, you may remember a track called The Victor's Crown by Darlene Zschech. She released this live album, and I picked that up, and I really loved to listen to it. And it had this visual picture of talking about the crucifixion and the resurrection, and I wanted to portray this story in this particular song. Now, this track was very, very different to what was recorded on the album when I first wrote it. And I messed about with a few demos, and we're going to let you hear something from that in just a moment or two. But this whole song, it hasn't really changed lyrically. Musically, we just changed the arrangements for the album because it would have fitted better. So hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to let you hear a demo version of that song, and then we'll let you hear the album version, which is totally different. But that song, of course, was inspired by that song by Darlene Zschech, but it was also inspired by Don Francisco's storytelling type of songs, like that song he called He's Alive. Now, I chose the song because I wanted to think about the victory of the cross, the victory of the resurrection, and just a declaration of He's alive. So let me see if we can get this demo version of it for you first, and then I'll play the next part. God was here, cried that it is finished. The veil of the temple was torn. They took him down from the cross and laid him in a grave. Jesus, the King of the Jews, was dead. Just 3 days later, they came to look for him. An angel suddenly appeared. Why do you look for him? He's no longer here. Just like he said, he's risen from the dead. Conquered death and hell. He He set the captives free. The grave, it could not hold him. He rose with victory. He's triumphed over Satan and crushed the serpent's head. He's alive. He's risen from the dead. He's alive. He's alive. So there you have the demo version of that particular song, He's Alive. Very, very different to the recorded version that you're about to hear now. This is the album version, and it's a very popular song by a lot of people around the Easter time. And of course, when I was writing that, Easter was quite early after that, so it was always on my mind that this was going to be an Easter style song. So let's play this next one, and we'll let you hear the album version. Let's try that. Sorry. Let's try again. Enjoy that version as well. He's Alive. But you can hear the difference between the demo that I recorded in my myself. Very, very different. I had this sort of atmospheric sort of thing going on, but that was just an idea that I had. And then when we got to the album, which was a number of years later, as I mentioned, remember I told you, if you've been watching these videos, if not, watch back again, that there was a gap between 2010 and 2017 that I wasn't recording. And it was only in 2017 I started working with Felipe Gonzalez, as he had promised. So what was the reason that it took so long? You may be wondering that question. Well, it's a very simple explanation. So there was a disconnect between Felipe and myself after he left in 2011, and there was a misunderstanding. And in January of 2017, there was a reconciliation, and we were able to clear the air. There was a lot of things that were going on that weren't true, and one party was believing the other thing, and it just didn't add up. And if anybody who knows me, I like to be up and front with everybody and honest with everybody. And I just shared my heart with Felipe. We reconciled, and he really felt under conviction that he had said to me that he was going to help me with my music. And here we are today in 2026. We're still working together, and we got together in January, reconciled everything. We worked remotely from across the world, from Venezuela to here, recording this album. It wasn't done in one studio, it was done in 2 home studios. I recorded it here in my home, and well, that's another story of how that was done. But that's the reason why there was a gap as well. But there are other things other than that may have prevented me from even being anywhere near the studio. And I'm going to share that with you in another video later on. But as you say, if this is your first time watching me, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed these stories looking back at this album from 2017. If you're here for the first time, I'd love you to like this video, but I'd love you to subscribe as well to the channel, because I've got so much more to share with you. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch me, to listen to this guy talking about music and about where it's come from. I really do appreciate every one of you who watch this channel, who subscribe to this channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much. Please, I hope you enjoy these videos. I'm looking forward to share another story with you again in the next video.